Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Dust and Elysian Tail speedrunning tutorials. In this episode we will go through the second half of Sorrowing Meadows. In the previous episode we went through the first half, so what we have accomplished is we have gone through the first two mansions of the area, the bottom right one and the top right one, so that one and that one. So our next destination is to go to the top, to the bottom left one, after which we go to the top left one, and after we are done with all of those mansions we can go to this map and kill the final boss of this area. So we are about halfway done, I would say. So just like with the previous mansions, we must go through the same rooms as we did earlier. So our route is to go through these rooms, and when we reach this central hub, so to say, we actually head down. So yeah, there's a couple of rooms we need to go through, and as I said earlier, this is a nice ledge where we can do a nice slide boost if we are capable of doing that, like that, and then transition into aerial dust storm using rising dust storm in between. And again, this is a good place to use a slide boost, but you can just do this one instead, or that technique instead. It's a bit easier, I would argue. So yeah, go up here, and instead of going to the right, keep heading to the left. Go past this, go past that checkpoints, and this is another really good spot where you can use slide boost if you are good at it. It will look like this, where you will fly quite far in this map. This is the NPC we met earlier, no need to talk to her again. So just head to the top, to the bottom left corner of this map. There is going to be one of these walls, and you can just open it since you have the gem required. And start heading to the left. As you can see in the map, it actually says we must go to the left because that's where the level exit is. In general, it's a good idea to keep looking at the minimap when you are learning the route, so you more or less know where to go. The map is not always accurate when it comes to pointing out where you need to go next, but it's a pretty good tool to know where you are going. So yeah, you have two destructible walls right here, and we need to blow those up, and we will use the bombs on the bottom of this map. They are actually below me, the bombs, but we don't actually need to go down there because it will be a bit painful to get up again. So what we are going to do instead is when you get past these spikes, you want to land on this platform and then use your rising dust storm. No, just a dust storm like that. And you heard that something blew up. That was actually a bee nest which blew up, so that will blow up first, and then use dust storm again to get the bombs follow you and get these bombs through those spikes. Using a rising dust storm is preferable, and you don't need to worry about the extra bomb. We only needed two of them. And there is the third mansion right here. This is actually the easiest one, I would argue, because it's the first one you're supposed to do according to the developer. So it's the shortest one, and I would say it's the easiest as well. There was another cool little side boost, no need to worry about that. Just go through the mansions. It's pretty hard to get lost here, so break the walls, and after that we are already done with the chase section. Skip the cutscene, get through the slide spots, and we will finally get our iron grip ability, which we have skipped earlier, or we have done sections which required iron grip without actually having it. So now we can actually climb these walls right here, and there is a small technique you can use to climb these faster. If you alternate between jump and dust storm really quickly while holding to the direction of the wall, you can climb the wall a bit faster than you will be normally able to. So just alternate between jump and dust storm as quickly as you can, and dust will kind of hump against the wall and climb quicker as a result. So yeah, go down here, you don't need to go up there. There's a key, I believe, or some kind of item which we don't need. So go back to the way where you came from, like with every other mansion. And instead of using the teleporter, there's actually a really convenient teleports thing right there. You could see it for a moment. This one. So we can just use this to warp back to the main hub area. So as you can see, we warped from there to here, so we don't actually have to do that much backtracking at all. And now we are heading to our last mansion, which is that one over there, and we will reach it by going up from this map. So climb these platforms, and when you can see this climbable vine, just start climbing it and maybe use the technique I showed earlier. It actually doesn't save that much time, but it looks silly. So yeah, there's a nice boost you can get from the bottom of that map. You can use it to go all the way up there. So keep heading to the left, because left is mostly where you are heading at. You can lift up the monsters like that by using your dust storm in combination with your fidget protector. So you can see that the monsters fly up as a result, and when you do that you can boost up from those monsters which you just lifted up, and that's a nice little trick if you want to have a nice vertical boost anywhere where there are monsters. Another slide boost from a ledge there. Again, not required, but about the previous room, it's a good idea to be pretty high when you exit the map, because if you are too low, you will get a red barrier. When you see that bee nest, use it to boost up and drop down from that platform. And there, once again, there are some climbable vines. Use those and go to the right and jump up, and you can use these vines to climb up, or what I like to do is I will jump up, slash in the air 3 times, after which I will do this move to gain a bit of an extra height to end my combo. So it will look like this. So I slash 2 times, I think, and then I finish the combo with a special move, so it will be XXY, and then I will do the base drop, which looks like this. You just hold down and press Y, so you use the base drop to finish the combo, and that gives you quite a bit of height. You will lose that, no, you will use that a lot in the next area of the game, where you are expected to use the double jump ability, but since we will skip it, you will have to find your own ways to climb vertical maps. There was a key right there. It's important to pick it up since we will need it later. And after you have picked up the key, you can maybe use Cane to boost up. Not really required to use that boost, but I find it really helpful. Alright, so just keep heading to the left until you reach dead end, and then go right. Go up. Nothing really special going on, just movement optimization. You don't need to worry about the optimal movement as of yet if you're just learning the game. What you need to be worried about is just remembering the routes and remembering the map layouts, because those will be your biggest time saves when you're first learning the game. Just remembering the map layouts helps so much, and it will help you optimize your movements. use Rising Duststorm against this breakable wall if you don't want to break it. It saves a tiny bit of time to do that. And then head back out of the mansion. And once again we will use the teleport stone, or the save point, to teleport out, and we will use the right entrance like we always do. And our next destination is the middle of the map. You can see the quest marker. Like, we have completed all the 4 mansions, so the only thing left to do is to defeat Baron Cain, which is the final boss of this area. So just go there and go through the same rooms like you have done 3 times before already. Was it 3 or 2? I don't remember. Maybe this is the 3rd time. Anyway, use some slide boost if you want, not required, but they can save some seconds if you are worried about that. And I will show my slide strats in this room because I didn't do that earlier. So it looks like this. After a while you transition into Rising Duststorm, and well, you transition into Aerial Duststorm using Rising Duststorm to get a boost from the Beanist. And when you reach the central hub, you will just go to the middle, talk to this NPC, skip the cutscene, and it will start the fight. So this is Baron Cain. He has basically 3 moves available. He has a swipe, a stomp, and a summon. What you want to see as much as you can, or what you just basically want him to do, is to stomp as much as possible, because if he stomps you don't have to dodge, but if he does those swipes you have to dodge them like that. But if he stomps you can just chill here and he does nothing, or he can't damage you if you are at the right position. And when you are almost done with the boss, like, pay close attention to the health bar at the bottom. When it's about to reach 0, like just before it reaches 0, go to the pause menu and choose help and options and go to the settings. And this is where we will abuse the fact that you can change difficulty at any time you want. And so we will go right here, there's the difficulty switch. Switch to normal and choose accept. And the reason why we do this is because we are really under-leveled for this fight. And when we actually kill Baron Cain, it will give us a huge amount of experience. And it will give us a bunch of level ups. And if you're playing this game on casual difficulty, the game... first of all, if you level up, you will get skill points which you can spend on the inventory. Let me show you really quickly. So this is the level up inventory. And you will get these skill points as you level up. And if you're playing this game on casual difficulty, the game will automatically assign these skill points for you, so you don't actually need to worry about yourself. But how the game actually assigns these skill points is it will just equally distribute the skill points to every ability. But the thing is, we only need one of these abilities, which is attack, because all other stats are useless, because we don't really need max health, because we don't have to worry about dying. We don't need defense, because once again, we don't need to worry about dying, and Fidget is inefficient in the speedrun, so we don't need her either. So only stat we need is attack, and to be able to use the multiple level ups we get from this fight, we will change the difficulty to normal just before we kill Baron Cain, so we can manually assign the skill points to attack. So that's the reason why we do it. So after you kill the boss, there's a cutscene you can skip after the fade out or after the fade in. To do that, as you can see, I got a level up. I actually got multiple level ups, but it only showed one. And when you go to the character menu, you can see that I have 4 remaining gems, and it's just enough to max my attack stat. So as you can see, it boosted the attack stat quite a bit, and that will be really helpful at the last boss fight of the game. Otherwise it's not that useful because we will skip most of the fights. But yeah, boosting the attack is really worth it, and you should be absolutely doing it. And after you have done that, you can go ahead and change the difficulty back to casual, because we don't want to play with normal difficulty. for the reasons I have explained on the earlier episode. Basically, you would have to worry about stamina, and we don't want to do that. We want to use our dashes as much as we want. And after you're done with the boss, actually, let me go back real quickly, if you didn't pay attention. After you're done with the fight around here, go to the left and go to this save point. And we will warp from these checkpoints to the left entrance this time of this area, where the quest marker is. So go there. And this area was blocked earlier, and now we can actually enter it once the area is complete. And I keep heading to the left, and this is where we will go to Blackmoor Mountains. And more about Blackmoor Mountains in the next episode of Dust and Elysian Tail speedrunning tutorials. Thank you everyone for watching. Once again, I hope this was helpful. And I only have 2 episodes left, Blackmoor Mountain and then Everdawn Basin and Moonplot Camp. So not much to do anymore, hopefully I will finish the tutorial pretty soon so you can learn the full routes. And yeah, not much else to say. Thanks for watching and see you next time.